community and country and of those whose interests you have committed to our church. Amen.
Thank you. So we are resuming our session from where we adjourned. We are looking at the report of the Auditor General on the Busia County Revenue Fund for the financial year 2024-2025. Members, you have the briefs with you. So I request the Auditor General to lead us through this particular report, which had a qualified opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. This is the report of County Revenue Fund, Government of Busia for the year 2024-2025. In interest of time, Chair, I propose issue number 1, which was relating to reconciliation between two sets of accounts. The issue was on unconfirmed own source revenue, and issue number 2 on budgetary control and performance. We handle that report rating level so that we can move to issue number 3. We start by this.
I think when we hear own source revenue, even in small letters, we want to read it in capital letters. So probably we are having a serious issue there. I don't know if it's a leakage. That there is a reconciled balance of 2,065,495 of the revenues collected by the county government. When we see unreconciled, I think members, you get the impression it is somebody take the money. So I call upon, again, this, I know tomorrow we look on Thursday, we look at the receipt of revenue statements, but what does this point to? We have all the accountants there with their definitions, designations, and titles. And the consigned of 2 million is a huge, big amount. Chief Officer, maybe allow you to give your remark on that. Lead auditor, maybe your mic is on. Proceed, Chief.
Thank you, Chair. I request the Direct Accounting Services to respond to that particular.
Yes, Direct Accounting Services.
Thank you, Chair. The balance of 2 million is what was accounts receivable that was recognized in the previous financial year, 2023-2024. It was recognized as accounts receivable, so it will not recognized again in 2024-2025, and it can be evidenced from Appendix 1, extract of CRF, financial statements, financial year 2024-2025. We had opening financial position at 2024 of 2,406,780, and we had a closing balance as at 30th June 2025 of 341,285. That difference is the one that is making the variance.
You're ready. We want, why did you need to reconcile this, just a greeting, just a confirmation from our technical team. But you're saying, why did you have to wait for this? explain. I don't know from the legal auditor, these observations that giving, does it resolve that issue? Legal auditor? Or do you have an additional information from the accountant? Maybe you can see your title so that we address you appropriately.
Thank you, Chair. Okay. Once more, my name is John Afanda, the accountant reporting unit. The issue arose as a difference because by the closure of the financial year, those are balances that were in the CRF, the ROR account. The receipt of revenue had those balances. But you know, from our end, we only pick what was the revenue during the year, and those are left to be receivable because they were not transferred to CRF. So at the close of financial year 2025, we had also a balance of 335, which will be evidenced also in the financial statements of receipt of revenue.
Thank you, Chair. We may keep in view this issue to see if it will recur in the financial year 25-26.
If that is true, remember that is in Appendix 1, page Appendix 1, I think page 2. There's a receivable from exchange transactions. We have note 17, and they have that report that is there. Are we all there? So if you look at the two figures minus that, we're able to give you that report.
We check the notes, if that is explained.
And you've not given us the note 17. Note 17, we don't have an extra of note 17, so that we're able to get an explanation you're giving to us. Because note 17 is supposed to explain the figures given at that, and there's no that an extra. So, can I direct that that information be provided to the committee on Thursday? Thursday is the 5th, before close of business. Members, we are in concurrence, we proceed. Do you have something to ask?
Thank you, Chair. Maybe just a concern. Why were revenue reconciliation not finalized before doing the financial statement? What was the happening?
Thank you, Chair. Revenue reconciliation was done. These are monies that were not transferred from the respective account by the close of the financial year. From our end, the CRF will read it as a receivable. These are money that have not reached our account. They receive. Now the ROR, the receipt of revenue, will show all the monies as their money, which it was just an issue of them also disclosing from their books that we've not remitted to CRF this balance by the close of the year. But subsequently, they later on transferred, which I think by Thursday we can also provide if needed.
So at what point do you do the reconciliation? Because you're saying the gains on their end.
It's not them who refuse to transfer, but by the close of the year, the cut-off date for the year, which is 30th June, they had, money had not left KCB account to county revenue fund.
Who triggers the going?
Chair, thank you. by the end of the close of the year, transactions are still going on. If it is a collection of revenue at the specific points, I think it's ongoing. They won't say that this is the close of the year, we need to stop. So by the end of the day, I think there was a delay in ensuring that is done. And we could not assume and bring in the figure that are not in the CRF, they are not in the county revenue fund.
Information in your financial statements, all the
Yes.
financial statements.
Yes.
You can confirm from them.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
And because you have a financial statement for the first quarter, which is supposed to mirror what you are telling us.
Thank you, sir. We're going to provide if
You have a copy. You can get a
Provide
copy of
it.
that.
Yeah, we even submitted to the club. But we'll provide the information if needed.
Yeah, because the thing is assuming that it is done. And in any case, you will have attached here. Because you have the information that's supposed to answer the audit query, and you selectively choose what to attach. And I think Chief, that is the biggest undoing. Some of these queries will not be audit queries if only your officers go serious in their work. Like now that confirmation, it will be attached here, and we put either we are clearing this matter or not wait until another audit cycle. So in the next cycle, we would report the same, that, issues continue to happen even as we're closing the financial year. So I think direct that let us have that financial statement for the first quarter so that we're able to see if it's reconciling. If it's reconciling, then we have to dispose of this matter. And I should proceed in the subsequent audit comes. So that you don't have to say, next audit. I think that is agreed, it's direct. The vice has something to add.
Just to note, the 2 million, I think is not adequate supported. Because by the time of audit, you did provide the bank statement to the auditor, the transfer schedules, the evening extract. Do you have those documents around there? Because when you support a question like that, that means it's fully supported, Unless those documents are not there.
That is okay. It's just trying to emphasize on the statement. I made that statement because I thought I was giving an direction.
Thank you. Because
Maybe
you're on record. The vice chair is talking about 2 billion.
2 million.
Yes, it's 2 million.
Yes, not 3 million.
Okay. Thank you. Honorable Mado, you have something to add?
I'm emphasizing on something because who is in access of the county revenue account or documents? Who is in access at this level? Because I'm just like the auditor would have seen the same money retained in that account as proof to what they are saying. That's why I'm asking, are they able to access those documents, or they are somewhere in the cloud they cannot access at that time when verification was done? Two, he said they submitted the copies to the clerk. We can't let it go like that. If they were submitted to the clerk, can we have them? And if not, any document sent out is always also, there's always a copy retained. If they submit it, can he also show us maybe his file, the submitted document to the office of the clerk? Then I want us only to confirm that one because they already have the documents and they already submitted. So why should we wait for something that has already been submitted? Let's go on with it.
Yeah, I think I give that direction. The first one, I think we will ask about is the whole management of the county revenue fund. That's what the only question you asked. I think I'll give Chief the opportunity to say that. Then the other one I think is still adding up to what we said. If there is information that also been attached here, let's get it on 5th, so that we're able to clarify. Because the other submission on one, I think, is the Committee of Finance and Economic Planning receives all the financial statements. The Committee of Finance and Economic Planning, they receive quarterly financial statements. So,
Chair, thank you. That one is okay, but you know the matter at hand now, we are in the Committee of Public Accounts. He is not answering finance. At the moment, his answer is directly to the Committee of
the Committee of Public Accounts has not received this report. That's what I'm directing the department to give the clerk, the committee, and the clerk of the county assembly for the purpose of record, so that we're able to look at it or confirm this value that are put here. Yeah, they are concerned 2 million and 65,495 is as for attached annex here, appendix 1, page 2. So if you're able to confirm that, then we can be able to say the issues will be resolved or not resolved. However, also note the concerns of honorable member. Let's do what's required for the purpose of resolving this matter. Yes, Chief.
Maybe, Chief, I can put the record straight. What we're dealing here is the County Revenue Fund. The County Revenue Fund is the Central Bank of Kenya. And then we have the County Revenue Account, Receivable Revenue, which is a commercial bank at KCB. So at the time of audit, these 2 million shillings was not transferred to the CRF, which is domiciled at the Central Bank of Kenya. So if you go to the financial statements for the receiver of revenue, you'll realize that that 2 million shillings has been recognized, and even auditors can confirm, perhaps maybe when you interrogating that on Thursday, you were able to see that that 2 million shillings has been recognized in the ROR certificate. Now, we could not recognize in the CRF because at the time of audit, the amount was still at our revenue account at the commercial bank. Now, if you come to the financial statements, as part of receivables, that 2 million shillings is already recognized in 1st of July, the second column of the financial position. And we could not recognize as of 30th June because the funds were not transferred. It's as simple as that. You can be able to check the revenue account and the CRF. These funds of 2 million shillings has been recognized in that other account for revenue. So I think that there's a distinction between the revenue account that we run locally at commercial banks and the CRF.
We are aware about that, Chief. I think, I hope I'm taking right note that you're not implying that you're not able to distinguish the two. I'm taking right note. However, it still calls, how long does it take to transfer that money? Yeah, because you're opening another discussion. How long? Because when was the audit? Because what your accountant is saying is that because of a close of financial year, this was not supposed to could not be done immediately. And that's what prompted the committee to say it was done subsequently. Yeah? Can you get proof? And if it has not been done up to date, then the committee will be able to see. Because from the time of the close of financial year and when the audit is done, it's how many months? Yeah, it's how many months? So we will confirm for their members. Yeah? That is the catch. And I think the auditor, and we probably will get the documents and be able to put and see. I think as guided, we go to query number 2. Number 2, we see again touch on that revenue. We say we join that. We go to query number 3. Now this auditor.
Query number 3 is the disbursement of funds and county revenue fund. The statement of financial position and as disclosed in note 18 to the financial statements reflects accounts payable of 1,590 million as of 30th June 2025. Further, the statement reflects cash and cash equivalents balance of 1,344 million as of 30th June 2025, which was available for payments. However, had the fund applied the entire balance towards settling the payables, the account payable would have reduced to 246 million. Delay with the settlement of accounts payable despite having sufficient cash and cash equivalent balance may hinder timely transfers to beneficiary government entities, which could result in stalled projects and delayed service delivery to the public. Thank you, Chairman.
Chief of the Finance.
Thank you, Chair. The management notes the auditor's observation on delays in settlement of accounts payable. However, the delays were occasioned by late disbursements from the National Treasury during the year. Honorable Chair, you realize that the National Treasury does not release disbursements on time. If the National Treasury releases funds on 20th June, just 4 or 10 days to the close of the financial year, because of the processes that is involved in clearances for you to access that fund, you realize that you may not be able to access this fund. Yes, you may have the funds of the CRF account, but due to the late disbursement, you may not be able to sufficiently undertake establish the processes in terms of accessing that fund. So automatically means you have the funds, but you may not be able to access the other chain. So it's late disbursement by the National Treasury.
And the issue here, I remember reminded about the systems which he was talking. That you had an advantage of paying these monies. And if I recall here under review, there was an extension window that was given to all counties to meet the obligations. There was an extension, remember, that if I can recall, there was an extension of I think 15 days over and above the financial year. And if due diligence was done and the systems are working, proper documentation in place and the money is in it, because the credit here are available. If we have paid, we will not be even having this pending bill that we are having. Even if they were there, they will be. So this is checking on assistance. If the window was given, we didn't capitalize on it, either due to technical issues, approvals. Probably the direct accounting services could give us exactly what happens.
Thank you, Chair. Okay, thank you, Chair. The cutoff for processing was 30th June. The extension was mainly for payments for those that were already processed. And when we were preparing the financial statement, the cutoff was 30th June.
It's saying the statement reflects cash and cash equivalent balance of 1,344,760,867 as at 30th June. As at 30th June. This was due. If it was due, because of this trying to give the statement accounting, direct accounting service mentioned that this ought to have been the system. From the audit of the system which I'm getting right, indicated this was due for payment. Because this was what was extracted in the system. Maybe the Auditor General, you could expound on this. I'm trying to give my interpretation, which can be subject to correction or direction. That what is reported as at 30th June, the cash equivalence that was due for payment or available payments was this figure mentioned, the 1.3 billion. But it didn't occur, and giving us now that variance that is still going to accumulate. Maybe I still request the Office of the General to expound on this so that we are able to align ourselves with the responses we are being given, and also want to check on the responses that were done by management response, if any. It is a two-line explanation of management response in that particular query. So maybe the auditor, maybe can explain for us this that we are saying that was due, which was available for payment as at 30th June 2025, in relation to what the direct accounting service is able to give us. Lead auditor.
Thank you, Chair. Here we are talking of pending bills, which would have been cleared by 10 crores of that financial year. So, Chair, I think if the management was ready, of course they must have been expecting some funds by the close of the financial year. Prudent accounting could call for those pending bills to be rated so that when you pay the finances, you can clear the pending bills. Because our main issue here was that you are reflecting you have so much in cash, and also you are also reflecting you have so much that is unpaid. Thank you.
Yes, Vice Chairperson.
Can see. Not that much, but I think the problem is systematic problem, weaknesses. If we can work on how to make sure that all the payments are done well, put in the system, then they just wait for payment. Cannot be talking about this. So maybe